What's up, YouTube? This is GSC Content. I am McAllen.
Cerulean.
No.
Really?
Fucking weirdos.
You like it. You like it.
Got me.
All right, spoiler time.
We're here to talk about Justice League. This is the spoiler version of our Justice League.
There wasn't already spoilers.
We had no, not really, right? Like if you're
spoiler
fucking dense,
alert,
you can't tell.
Iron Man's in the movie.
Right. Iron Man's there, Tony Stark, and Samuel L. Jackson.
Done.
He's
Easy.
like, we're gonna make a team.
Spoiler talk. Sean Bean dies.
He always dies, that poor bastard.
All right.
We're talking about Justice League. This is our spoiler talk. Superman is back, baby. That's where I want to start. I fucking love Superman.
Loved it.
He was my favorite part of the movie. He's a fucking beast. If you love Superman as much as I do,
he's my favorite.
And you've hated the way they did him in BVS, he should have won that fight. Come on now, Batman. You ain't got a chance.
Ain't got a chance.
If you didn't like that, if you didn't like how mopey he was in the beginning of BVS, or even how he didn't smile, people were like, oh, Superman just smile. Hey, this guy smiles. He's happy. He feels like Superman.
Whoa.
They even brought back the old school score.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Like it was
great.
Everything. Superman is great. That's where I'm going to start.
I think you're excited.
I love it. Best part about Superman is the whole movie.
They
took the metaphorical shackles off of him. And he just
owned power Superman. Hey, Superman
Justice
OP
League.
as fuck. It's like Justice League on one hand, Superman on the other. There's actually a fight scene. Let's talk about that fight scene.
Let's talk about it.
In my opinion, the best part of the movie is Superman's resurrection and how they brought him back, and the aftermath of that, where they have Superman who's confused.
I agree with the resurrected part. I do not think the resurrection.
And he whips the Justice League's ass single-handedly, baby. Yes. Whips them all.
Literally, all three of them. You have Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and the Flash all on him at the same time.
Just Aquaman too.
Was it Aquaman? No, Aquaman. Sorry. And he literally has two of them. He has Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, and he has Khal Drogo. Aquaman in one hand, and
then the Cyborg is like trying to push him with like his jetpack and
then fucking the Flash is running around behind him. And Superman just
his eye
catches. At this point, no one would be able to even look at him when he's in Speed Force. And then this scene, and credit to Ezra Miller and the Flash. In my opinion, the best scene of the movie is he's running around to flank Superman in this fight. Superman's just been resurrected.
It's happening at the memorial. Yep. Spoiler.
Yeah, he's been confused. It's real in slow motion, very Zack Snyder. And he's running around him, and his powers are activated. It seems like it's a still shot. He's so fast. No one's moving. Nothing's happening. It's just a flash.
And then Superman's eye, the corner of the eye.
The corner of Superman's eye just starts tracking the Flash. And the face Ezra Miller gives, our audience was laughing.
It was funny.
Hilarious.
He was just like,
what the fuck?
No one's ever done this.
He has this like, oh shit.
It was a mixture of just like awe, of just like, I can't believe it, and fear. It was just both. He was just like
he had to undo his uniform from his
because part of it in the movie, Chris, in the movie, he talks about, he's like, I am not a fighter. I haven't been fighting. Young Flash, which makes sense. Young, yeah. And then you see Superman, he goes,
oh shit!
That's a level 200 character, and I'm still in like level 1. So can I not face him?
The Flash, he has this look of utter terror, utter awe, and Superman's tracking him, and the Flash is like, oh shit!
And then he just
finally met someone who can kind of match my speed,
and then he just tosses Wonder Woman
and
everyone
and Cyborg away,
and he's just like, this bitch.
Flash. And he goes after the Flash, and they do it in Flash speed, which is awesome because everyone else is just suspended in air. And Superman is like slowly still going after the Flash, and the Flash is faster, right?
Yeah,
let's be honest, the Flash is faster.
Even at level 1, he's still faster than a level 200 Superman.
But it makes it where the Flash actually has to dodge him.
Yeah. It's not easy for him because he's still got that fear.
He's also still very uncoordinated.
Right,
he trips all over this movie.
Right, he does triple. But
I think that's what they had to use as a...
I love that scene. I love the JL fight versus Superman.
I like the whole where he's like got Batman and he's talking to Batman and he's like, and then he also delivers the line,
"Do you believe?
Do you believe?"
I was like, yes.
And then,
I loved it.
He's like, because everyone, he doesn't remember everyone, and he sees Batman.
He's like, I fucking remember.
I remember you. He has Batman, and then Batman brings out the big guns. Spoiler. It's Lois Lane.
Right.
Which is
it calms him down, and he literally just goes
flick, and it's basically this movie, either Snyder or Whedon going, hey, we did BVS. I know we used a lot of kryptonite and a lot of things to make it interesting. But this is how a Batman-Superman fight would really end. The Superman going, flip! Like,
he just
get off
tosses Batman. Just like,
hear a bag of meat hit the ground behind
and the best part was this Batman's just like, somebody's bleeding. There's comedy.
Before he tosses him, though, he has a great line where he looks at Batman in the face and he's like, you won't let me live and you won't let me die. And I thought that was great.
Yes,
because they paid it off in the beginning when they've been talking about resurrecting Superman. And they're like, maybe he's at peace, maybe he's fine being dead. And Batman goes, he'll get over it, right?
Which is true.
And I loved Bruce. Bruce is kind of an asshole in this movie, but that's Batman. And that's what I love about Batman. He's an unapologetic asshole. If he thinks it's for the best, he's going to do it. Your feelings and your thoughts be damned. I love that. And it was a good payoff when Superman's just like, dude, like, what is it? You fucking came after me when I was alive. You're coming after me when I was dead. Like, what is your deal?
And the best part, I just want to carry off that really, was with Gal Gadot, with Wonder Woman. Because something happened between her and Batman. They had some conflict, then they got over it. And
she's just chemistry since BVS.
They did. But the thing is, she said
it's like romantic chemistry. I find it more like friendship.
Yeah,
right?
tension.
Like maybe Bruce is crushing on her a little bit, but I don't get.
Alfred called him
honestly,
on it.
I think Bruce crushes on Clark more, man. Like, let's be honest.
I would too.
I was like, who does Batman love more, Gal Gadot or fucking Henry Cavill?
What I was getting at was that
it's a tie for me.
It's a tie.
Was that Batman was pushing Wonder Woman, as he says, like, to lead, and she's just like, she can't take that. Right. She doesn't want anyone to die, so she like understands that. I was like, you know what? That's
her weakness.
Right.
It is, and that was like just powerful. Something I didn't really know about Wonder Woman.
Right.
And I really liked it.
She cares, right? She's a badass. She kills. She's a beast, but she also has caring inside of her. But you didn't like how they resurrected Superman.
I did not.
I
read, obviously, the original Death of Superman with Doomsday.
Return of Superman.
And the Return of Superman. Obviously, I did not expect them to go the whole 9 yards and bring back the Man of Steel, Superboy, Cyborg Superman, and fucking the name of the other guy. I forget what it is. Eradicator, thank you. I didn't expect them to go that route. I expected them to kind of maybe at least pay homage to it, though, in some way, and they didn't.
No.
And I felt like it was kind of a cop-out using one of the cubes to resurrect them.
The mother box.
The mother box, thank you. So I didn't.
So you had a problem with it.
Yeah, it's not a deal breaker for me, obviously, since I like the movie, but I didn't like. I felt like it's a cheat to the fans of Superman.
Sure, that's fair.
You say you don't care.
It was very MacGuffin, right? Like, if you know anything about like tropes and stuff, it's like, hey, we have this power thingy. Let's take the power thingy and put it with the dead guy thingy. Ipso facto, he's back. And it was very quick, right? Like, it's Hollywood's way of saying, hey, just ignore the science magic. It's going to happen.
And that to me was my problem, too.
Yeah, like, fine. It's fine, right? Like,
I felt like it kind of removed the weight of Superman being dead.
Yeah.
Like, they were trying to play into it, and also, again, maybe another victim of the editing floor. But they're like, oh, Superman's gone, and then boom, he's like, there was no big like.
I mean, that's fair. I think I was just. I'm a Superman fan more than I am a Batman. I love Batman, right? But I'm more of a Superman fan, and BVS left a bad taste in my mouth about how they did it, how they did Doomsday. I thought they should have saved it, how they killed him off, and the fact that they just brought him back, which is what I wanted, right? I wanted Superman to come back. It made me, and I'm probably a little biased, it made me overlook how they brought him back. Like, I cared more about the fact that he was back more than how they brought him back. So sure. I do think your complaints are fair. I think I was just so happy to see him back.
Maybe until
I didn't give a fuck.
Because we literally watched...
It was like
an hour ago.
I made it like I didn't care because I loved it.
So maybe give us some time and maybe you'll think back on it.
So my biggest thing with Resurrection was between BVS, like at the end of BVS, spoiler if you haven't watched it, was when the rocks were floating. I'm like, okay, he might be regenerating. He might be just good. Right. He'll get stronger again.
Yeah, I mean, and then it just like that, sure. But you know what? He's back. He's great. I'm happy.
Okay, enough Superman.
There's a cameo at the beginning of the movie when there's a little exposition part.
From the Amazonians.
Right, Diana's telling...
No, not Diana.
No, Diana is telling Bruce.
Diana?
Yeah, Bruce. She's telling Bruce about
I was thinking
the history of Steppenwolf, right? Steppenwolf showed up. He's had a couple of great scenes. Great action-wise, not him-wise. And then she's like, here's who Steppenwolf is, right? Like, exposition time. And we do a flashback to when the Amazons, the Atlanteans, and the early humans...
And some Outworlders.
And some Outworlders. And there's a cameo, and one of the Outworlders is
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern ring.
And he gets smited. And then the ring
was
flies
there for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
he
like
comes
5
in with a
seconds.
hammer, blah blah blah. Steppenwolf kills him, and then you see the ring fly off, which is a nice little teaser for, for
also,
possible.
That 5 seconds of Green Lantern's cameo in Ancient Battle with Steppenwolf. Better than the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Love Ryan Reynolds, but that movie sucked.
Right, let's be honest.
But that's what I was talking about.
The only saving grace of that movie was Ryan Reynolds, and even then...
He couldn't save it.
In the other video I was talking about, was that the Lord of the Rings feel? It was like all of them battling the bad guy. That's what's very Lord of the Rings. I was watching, I was like, that's Tolkien. So I like that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's just me.
So I felt like, on that point, it was a good cameo, but kind of transitioning, I felt like that kind of, there was some inconsistencies with Steppenwolf. They made him this super all-powerful guy. He's cleaving through, almost like Sauron, through armies of people and just wrecking.
Didn't know him.
But he basically got 1v1 by Zeus. In that fight, Athena and Zeus fucked him up.
Yeah, but it took time. Like, you could tell the battle had gone over and taken a while. It was very Lord of the Rings-esque.
Yeah, it was Lord of the Rings.
And then you go throughout the rest of the movie, and then you got, it only took... Compared to Superman. Not even with Superman, the rest of the Justice League, minus Batman, because Batman actually wasn't really much of the conflict between.
Which makes sense. He's just a man.
He's just a man. His super.
He said that. He's like, I'm rich. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. The Flash has some what his super.
So you felt like Steppenwolf was inconsistent with his power levels.
Yeah, and not to mention also, I need to key on this. His CGI irritated me. Yeah. Every time there's a close-up on his face, like when you're pan out,
it didn't look organic.
It didn't look organic. It literally looked like, you know that whole Kylie Jenner lip thing where they were sucking on a shot glass? That's what his lips looked like when he was talking.
I feel like I'm out of the loop. So
you know that whole thing where like teens around the world were just like, what's this?
And then they
got these big fat ass lips. Like, I'm doing the lip challenge.
Yeah, it looked like he had Novocaine in his lips. There was like,
yeah. So he just got done calling.
Wait. I want to do the sound effects again. Get close up on that.
That's his mating call to his wife.
The Great for Nothing.
I haven't. I don't know what the fuck that meme is. So
I don't look it up.
I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
No, it wasn't. It's like a year and a half, 2 years old. But
wow, I really don't watch.
But
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
No, it wasn't a Keeping Up with the Kardashians thing.
There's only one Kardashian movie I've ever seen.
Was Kanye in it?
Nope, Ray J was though.
But still, like I had to key in on that. We were talking about CGI in the spoiler-free review, and I made a mistake of not mentioning it, and that probably was the biggest problem for me.
I agree with you. So let's move on.
Okay. The reality was Steppenwolf was not a big threat, right? No. Like Doomsday and BVS, he was a threat. When Superman shows up to the final scene, he wrecks him, right? But even there's good conflict when it's just Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman has a good showing, right? She's the only member really of the Justice League that is kind of almost even with him, right? Mm-hmm. Like they have some good scenes where the Parademons have to help Steppenwolf, the Justice League helps her. There's a good sequence where Diana and Arthur, Aquaman, are like 2v1ing him, and they're like going back and forth, right? Like that's some good conflict there. Like like Aquaman's getting some shots in, Diana's getting some shots in.
They were trying to make Aquaman on par with.
He felt a little weaker than her, but he was pretty strong.
I felt like they were trying at least to attempt to make him look as if he's on par,
which is fair, right? Yeah. Like he's that strong.
Because remember, it's like the Amazonians and the Atlanteans. They're pretty much supposed to be the pinnacle. Each one of them are supposed to be the pinnacle of their race.
Yes.
Right. So I can see
right? I don't think he's as strong as Diana, and they don't show that in this movie. But he's almost there, right? If you were going to have a strength structure, it was like obviously Superman, then Diana, then Arthur, and then probably Cyborg.
I still think the Flash is probably the strongest person. Because you got to remember, Force equals MA.
Right.
Like you're going as fast as fucking
science nerd.
Yes, fact.
Nerd.
Physics degree.
If you go by the comics, the Flash is the most OP character of the entire DC universe.
But besides
but this is a rookie Flash, so they can't really show that. He's just starting off, and then they're probably saving a lot. So like he got relegated a lot to like go help civilians because you can't do that with the Flash. He's too fucking powerful, so they were just like go do other stuff, like really OP guy.
So. Last two things we should probably talk about: the plot, and then we'll talk about the after credits.
Okay, yeah.
Plot. I just want to say.
Well, we mentioned it in the previous video.
We did
of the scene between Wonder Woman and Aquaman on the when they're on the troop carrier.
With the
lasso of truth.
Aquaman, they're preparing for the final battle, and it was probably the funniest scene with Aquaman.
Like, you're tripping all over the fucking place.
They're like you're just an asshole. To do this battle. Superman's not here, and then Aquaman just goes into this monologue.
He's sitting all cool, like on the Batmobile.
And at first you're like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like, is this guy going off script or what? Because he's just like. He's like,
is Khal Drogo drunk?
You suck.
You're tripping.
You have no powers.
Looks like Wonder Woman.
You're a rookie. Like,
you're awesome and I love you.
You're gorgeous. You're fucking hot and you're amazing and you're fierce and you're a badass. And it's like, you might be working for the bad guys.
I want to make babies.
He's like, and I don't want to die. And I don't know what's wrong with me.
And then Batman's just like
a loner. And everyone's just like looking at him. And then you realize he's sitting on the lasso of truth. So he just like went into this like word vomit about his real feelings.
Diarrhea of the mouth.
And it was funny.
And Gal Gadot was just like, it's beautiful.
She's like, thank you.
That was a good job.
By the way, the only person that tops everything in this movie was that old lady whose husband got taken away, and she's like, fucking prone by
yes! It was like world stuff.
I was like, yes! Fucking old lady!
She's like, I'm gonna give him a fucking deal. I'm gonna give him a pro.
Turkey baster!
There's a little scene, it's funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
There's like a background interview with some lady whose husband got abducted, and she just goes off on this like F-bomb rant. It's funny. It was funny.
They eventually mute the TV, and then you know how most places like will blur the mouth whenever someone curses. It was just blurred consistently.
I don't like more curse count. That lady's 2-minute interview or one of our videos, probably that lady's 2 minutes.
All our videos.
But for the plot, the boxes didn't do shit for me.
The mother
boxes, they're like, they're all nothing but power, and then the dude gets them all together. I'm just like. Is he supposed to get powerful?
It did lead up to a kind of a funny joke. Remember? So when Superman was fighting Justice League, and he was like, you won't let me live, and you won't let me die, right. And that leads into that joke. In when Superman pulls the boxes apart and it explodes, Cyborg's like, it's gonna explode.
Oh, can you take the blowback?
It's gonna explode. He's like, can we take it? He's like, I'm pretty sure we can take it.
He's like okay, I want to live.
He's like, I gotta want to live.
And then he blows it back. He's like, I take it back.
I want to die.
And I was just like, for Superman to fucking say that,
right? This is awesome. A different Superman, right?
But for Cyborg to say it too,
right? It was funny, right? Yeah. And those are the things that make this movie good. Yeah. Not the villain, not the weak ass plot.
It's just their dynamic.
It's just watching like Superman and Cyborg or Wonder Woman and Batman, like these people sharing scenes, right? Like these icons of comic books. Sharing scenes together and being people,
and that was like
that's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, so I think they definitely did a lot better with bringing up the tone a little bit. It felt less like a marathon,
right? With
like BVS, obviously the length.
It wasn't
of the movie.
As funny as like a Thor Ragnarok,
no,
but it was funny enough.
It had just enough that it kept you wanting more. Yes. The only critique I have with the comedy was Batman had a few jokes that I just didn't feel were to Batman's character.
Yeah.
Like, sure. It was funny when he's all like, yes, I think I'm bleeding.
Right.
I don't necessarily think that's something Batman would say.
If he's BVS, Batman would never have said that.
No.
Yeah.
And, if they were going to play comedy from Batman, it's going to be stuff like him saying, oh, what's your superpower? Oh, I'm rich. That's his comedy.
That's comedy.
That's comedy, and that's to his character.
It felt a little... I think that's Joss Whedon, right? Like, I think Whedon came in, made some changes to Zack Snyder... Because poor Zack Snyder's daughter's suicide, he had to go step away. But I think that is a definite Whedon type of thing. Mm-hmm. I didn't mind it, right? Like there was the one scene where Superman's like, "Hey, I'm here, guys. Like, let's fuck this guy up," and Superman's like, "I know you didn't bring me here because you like me," and Batman's like, "I don't not like you." And
I was like,
I laughed. Right?
That was funny. But that's not. But Batman would say.
But that's a Joss Whedon thing.
Yes, that's a Joss Whedon. But it was pretty funny.
To the movie's credit too. This movie had 2 directors.
Two
big named directors.
Joss Whedon is awesome.
They're both awesome. Like Zack Snyder's very visual. Joss Whedon's very more, I think, story-driven and character. Quippy, and if they were to do a co-direct movie, this wasn't necessarily co-direct, but it would be an amazing movie. But to this movie's credit, it didn't feel like 2 directors.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. I didn't see conflicting ideas. Right.
There were some scenes where I was like, "That's Zack Snyder." Right, there's the opening scene with Batman fighting a parademon, and this guy gets out, like he's robbing this place, and he jumps out this window, And I don't know if you guys caught it, but when he closes the window, you see Batman.
You
see Batman off the reflection. And I was like, man, that is a fucking Zack Snyder shot.
Right there.
And he's great. And Zack Snyder does amazing visuals, like Batman hanging off the side of this water tower, Batman like swooping down and kicking a couple of parademons. Like, visually, there are some great Zack Snyder moments. But then there's also not like the super dourness that I think is a Whedon thing. Like, he kind of lifted it up a little bit. And to its credit, like, is it perfect? It's not perfect, right? Like, like there are some hiccups. It doesn't always work perfectly. It's a little,
but to be
boom,
honest,
boom, 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 and without flow. But it did better.
I don't think it conflicted too much. I think it was just it was good mesh.
Right. So how about this to close out? What is your absolute favorite thing in this movie? Number one thing.
Oh, my favorite fucking thing in the movie, the whole Barry Flash and Superman. That's like the whole. That was the pinnacle of
best part of this movie.
Best scene.
Like, the first 1/3 of this movie is the worst part of it. It's the worst part of it because it's exposition, getting the band together. The middle 1/3 is my favorite part. Right,
that was great.
We gotta get Superman.
They're fighting.
Fight with the Justice League. My absolute favorite scene.
It's like multiple Justice League.
Him eyeballing Barry and Barry's face, and that whole scene is by far my favorite part of the movie. And then the third is like a wrap up.
Yeah, the ending was weak, but good wrap.
It did.
But it set the movie in a good place. Like, it's just like, hey,
I don't know if it necessarily did because they
like, this is what's coming in the future.
Not necessarily because they only drop Darkseid's name once.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then, like, it's really almost done in passing, which I guess could be for the fans, but then they don't really lead to anything else. There's nothing in the post-credits, which we'll talk about here in a second, I guess. But there's nothing to kind of lead into, there's a bigger movie.
We'll talk about that with the spoilers, but what was your favorite part?
Yeah, what was your favorite part?
I honestly have to agree with you. That scene
Barry
with Barry Allen.
3 for 3.
That's
Barry and Superman.
Barry
versus Superman. That's the best part of the movie.
And I think Flash stole the movie. He had great character, all this other
stuff.
Superman
stole the movie.
Well, it's because fucking... I mean, look at you. Your nipples are still hard.
No, they're always hard. That's my secret.
So post-credit scenes, I drank too much fucking iced tea and soda.
You missed one.
I had to go piss.
Two post-credit scenes in this movie. One of them happens very short, like maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds into it, and the other, which he missed, and then the other happens at the very end. So you got to stick around to the end. Finally, DC gets post-credits right because I liked both of them. The first post-credit scene, which is a really missed, was very funny. It's very lighthearted. It opens up.
Some fun.
It just opens up in this like field somewhere, and it's the Flash and it's Superman, and they're like, "Let's fucking race, bro!" And they're like,
and it pays homage to the comics. They've raced so many times for charity,
and it was like both of them are like, "I want to know. I'm kind of curious about who's faster."
Superman's like, "I've never really tried."
Right, and Barry's like, it's not a macho thing, and like they put a bet on it, like if
they play to a previous joke in the movie,
they pay off a joke on it, and it's just really fun, right? They don't show you who wins. I'm pretty sure Flash won.
Flash wins, like even in the comics.
He wins.
Like they've raced like 4 or 5 times in the comics, and then like one of the more recent ones, they're racing, and then Superman's like, "Oh, I've always been able to keep up with these." Like, no, because I let you because it was for charity.
Right.
And then just boom, just gone.
Who does?
Flash.
Oh,
like,
he obliterates Superman.
So
just
even
gone.
even this movie shows you that the Flash is faster than Superman, right? Like. It might even be rookie Flash, but he's like dodging Superman.
Like I said, level 1 Flash,
right?
Level 200 Superman.
But it's close, so it makes it interesting. It's a very fun scene. You laugh. It's good.
I'm looking forward to the Flash movie.
By the way, levels in all universes cap at level 100. So
okay.
Superman's 200.
He's 200. This is OP.
But the second
this is skull mark. But the second one at the very end, I think, kind of going to your point, like they don't talk about Darkseid in this movie. They mention his name once. Yeah. I feel like this post-credit scene really tells you, hey, we're probably not going to hit Darkseid yet. We're actually going to go this way. And what they do is they open on a scene of Arkham. I think it's Arkham, Asylum, and they're zooming into the back of Lex Luthor, right? And they even call him by name. They're like, Lex Luthor, get out of that cell. He's in the cell. And they move into him, and when they move into him, he turns around. It's not Luthor.
Yeah,
and then you cut scene. It's just some crazy nut job from Arkham. Cut scene, and it's Luthor. Boat. It's the back of a head with a boat, and I immediately knew who it was.
Yeah,
right?
You see the silhouette.
You can see the silhouette. You see the flying fucking bandana, the 2 swords. I was like, oh shit, I know who that guy is. And it like pulls up into a yacht, and you open up this person walks up into this yacht. you see the real Lex Luthor, who, honestly, to Jesse Eisenberg's credit, looked much better as a Luthor.
It did. Yes.
That looked like way better Lex Luthor this time around in that few moments. And he's sitting there, he's got his Mercy and his ladies and stuff, and then it reveals, and the guy walking up to him, Deathstroke the Terminator, Slade Wilson, fucking, I love Deathstroke.
Perfect.
He shows up, he looks fucking badass, he's played by Joe Mag, Joe Dim, whatever the fuck his name is, the guy from
I mean, you wrapped it up there, so I mean, I liked it. So
he looked great, takes off his helmet, he's got the white hair, the eye patch, and they're basically talking and saying, we need to make
a league.
We need to make our league of our own.
Fucking Legion of Doom time. And I think that's where they're going to go for the sequel. Instead of going to Darkseid, which they might be waiting and holding off on, they're going to go Legion of Doom, Lex Luthor, Batman villain, Wonder Woman villain. Like, let's bring in villains and everybody, and let's do this.
Which kind of sucks, because even in BVS, they were trying to set it up. They actually kind of did a good job in BVS. Of Darkseid. Yeah. They had the flashback with Batman.
You know, that might be Marvel's fault, because Marvel's doing Thanos. And Thanos is a copy of Darkseid, but a lot of people don't know that a lot of things Marvel does copies from DC. So people are probably going to be like, DC's just copying Thanos. And so they're probably like, you know what? Let's not do the same thing that Marvel's doing with Thanos with our version, the original Darkseid. Like, let's do something different. And they're going to go Injustice.
We knew Infinity War was coming since before BVS.
Marvel claimed that shit a long time ago.
Yeah, they're like, well, this is where we're going, like, since Avengers 1.
Right. But you couldn't do that. I felt like DC's like, we can't do this.
Yeah, I think that, but I felt like they were like halfway into the pool, and then they stepped out. So I felt like
it's definitely a pivot.
It's a pivot and a change of direction, and I'm kind of disappointed.
I'm okay with it, right?
I'm gonna be okay with it because it's gonna mean more movies. But I'm kind of disappointed.
Watching Super Friends and shit. Like, give me the fucking dome thing coming out of the bayou. Give me Cheetah. And give me all those fuckers.
They did allude at the end of the movie. Bruce Wayne walks in with Wonder Woman to the old Wayne mansion.
Oh, the Justice League.
And he walks in, and there's some monologue over the top, and Bruce Wayne goes, "You know what'd be really good here? A table with 6 chairs." And then Wonder Woman chimes in, he goes, "With room for more." And then Bruce Wayne's like, "With room for more."
So it's like the founding of the Justice League.
Founding right there.
It is, right. With more. So hopefully Martian Manhunter.
Green Lantern.
Oh my God, everyone.
All that.
So with GSC Content over here, highly recommend the movie. Fuck the critics.
Right, they're wrong on this.
Wrong.
It's not worthy. It's not like a great movie. It's not like a perfect movie.
I wanted to hate on this movie, and I'm not.
Worth the money. I enjoyed it.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Go watch it. Let us know what you guys thought below. If you didn't do it in the other video, just do it again.
Right.
Down below.
2 likes, right?
Like, share, subscribe. You guys know it.
Jerk off a little bit.
We'll do that as well, probably later on my own time to the movie.
You eat the cookie.
We still need something to fucking say. I don't know.
But this is us. Be on the lookout for other videos. Dokkan Battle videos coming very soon.
Hold on, wait.
Okay.
God damn it.
He's gonna have to.
Lights off, Superman on. I don't know.
Let's just go watch a movie. It's good. GSC out.